Pride is what caused Lucifer to fall. Pride is how Adam and Eve were attacked. Lucifer said, if you eat this, you'll be like God. And Lucifer even attacked Jesus with pride. Of course, it didn't work with Jesus because he said, if you are the Son of God. He tried to get him to fall to pride. So pride is one of the first attacks that comes against God's people. Pride is not giving God glory for everything you have in your hand. Everything you have in your hand, God put there.
Resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
The place to be humble is in your heart and in your mind. And if you have a humble heart and a humble mind, then it's going to come across in a right, godly way. A humble person doesn't think more highly of themselves than they ought to, but they don't think lowly of themselves either. They really just don't have themselves on their mind that much.
The only way to defeat pride is through humility. If you can't exalt humility in your life, then pride will come in and take that vacuum and will handle it. The scripture's clear from this passage. It cannot be done in our strength. Note what it says. God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. It's God who does it. You're sitting here right now saying, how do I get rid of the pride in my life? It's humanly impossible. Paul said, without him you can do nothing. But God says, I want to help you, but it starts with grace. And if you're going to do it, then you got to do the second thing, and that is resist the devil. Look at verse 7. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
One of the ways that we defeat Satan is to strive for humility and resist pride, the spirit of pride, and all so forth. Where there is humility and we put ourselves low, we attract the Spirit of God. If you put yourself high, you sort of expel the Spirit of God. You try to exalt yourself, you push away the Spirit of God. But whenever you humble yourself, you make yourself low. I'm thinking of high pressure, low pressure of the air. Then you create the wind that comes your way, or the Spirit of God that moves. Humility will attract the Spirit of God.
Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord. And here's the promise. He shall lift you up. Not maybe. God says, you humble yourself. I promise you, I'll lift you up. You want to see what you can do? Or do you want to see what God can do? Now notice it says, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. If we're not careful, we play this little game of humbling ourselves in each other's sight. And the problem with that is we can fool each other. Nobody fools God. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. That verse that says, humble yourself, is written in the continuum. That means it isn't something we do once, it's something we do and we keep doing it. Humble, humble, humble. Be careful with compliments. People to be kind say gracious things, and then we start thinking we're something. No, without him we can do nothing.